All right, guys. So, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you have heard that there is some craziness going on over in the LEC right now. Obviously, a lot of different stories, rumors, possibilities surrounding Fnatic, who's obviously, a huge team over in the LEC, a team that a lot of people want to know what the heck is going on with all the time, but especially when big news is going on. So, we brought in the big guns today. We have Mr. Wooloo himself to let you guys know exactly what is going on. So, Wooloo, where do you want to start with what's been going on with Fnatic over these past couple days?
Yeah, hello everyone, and thanks, Jerm. As Grabs, the head coach of Fnatic, said early in the off season, Fnatic was exploring options in the top lane, and I mean, it's not just what he was saying. Like Fnatic have been very active this off season, exploring a lot of options. Doesn't mean they will change a lot of players, but they definitely consider to do so. But yeah, one first thing first, Mickey and Upset, the bot lane of Fnatic, as Grab said, is not changing. Both players are on the roster, but there's a lot more things to say for the top side of Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, and at least that is, going to be, I'm sure, reassuring for some people. I know once Fnatic kind of comes up short of people's expectations, there's fans wanting this player to get replaced or this player to get replaced or whatever. But that bot lane is really, really big names. They're historic names in the LEC, and you want to have some kind of stability, something to build around. And obviously, Upset and Mickey are two, iconic names, whatever. So that's kind of cool. That I think they're going to be keeping them in place. That gives them something good to build around. But like you said, that top side of the map is where I think a lot more fans and the Reddit analysts and all that stuff where they have been pointing some more fingers. So if the bot lane is staying, and we're here talking about moves, what are the different moves and possibilities and things like that could be going on with some of those other positions on Fnatic?
Mhm. Well, to be honest, the top side of Fnatic also has some big and historic names, but this didn't make them immune to changes. At some point, even if you're a big name, you need to perform. And yet, the big bump of today is for the mid lane. So the news is that Humanoid, who's played for Fnatic for multiple years now, is benched. It's decided he's benched. It was Fnatic's decision, and they have considered many replacements, and they have picked Bobby as mid laner. So I don't know how much you know about Bobby Jam, but fans may remember Bobby for his time on T1 2 years ago when he stopped in for Faker when Faker had an injury. Bobby is still on T1 today in the academy team. So yeah, Fnatic are going to pay a buyout to get Bobby, but that buyout is already agreed with T1. Both teams have agreed. Bobby also found an agreement with Fnatic. So yeah, the deal is settled. They have agreed on salary, on everything, and Bobby will be playing. It's decided he will be playing this summer split for Fnatic, not Humanoid.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, the big crazy breaking news that's like shaking social media right now. And yeah, like you said, I'm sure, some people have an idea about Poby and stuff like that, but I'm sure most people don't know him super well. And we're going to learn a lot about him in the coming weeks and months and stuff like that. But man, there's a lot of hot takes and stuff like that being thrown around social media right now. I know there's some people who are excited for him. There's some people that see, hey, T1 or, he got to get coached under Faker and stuff like that. And people are excited. But there's also some people who are like, hey, I don't know about this one. Like, yeah, maybe Humanoid wasn't the answer, but maybe this guy's not the answer either. So whatever ends up happening, it's going to be very, very interesting to see Fnatic, the first couple weeks, but also, hey, the summer playoffs, stuff like that. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be some big
If
expectations
they go
for
to
this new guy.
playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, hey, who knows what's going to happen?
No,
But
no,
yeah.
no. I'm not saying they will not. Honestly, I don't. I saw the reactions too. Some people don't think Poppy is an upgrade. I don't know personally, so I'm very curious to see him play. What I do know, however, is information about the jungle and the top lane, also for Fnatic. So, yeah, for the jungle position, uh, Fnatic did also look at other players, but the news is that Razork is staying for summer split, so that's a lock on the roster. And in top lane, Fnatic also considered various top laners, notably Rooster, who joined Team BDS recently, and Mihile, who has performed really well with Misa Esports in the Turkish league recently. He's a Korean top laner, a Korean player as well. And um, it's not fully decided, as far as I know yet, what Fnatic will do in top lane, but it's still likely that Oscar will stay. At least the options I just mentioned have found a team, or Mihile is staying on his team. That's so he's not joining Fnatic now. But so it's looking likely that Oscar stays, but it's just not 100% the case yet.
Gotcha. So you think what it looks most likely at the end of the day is we're just beginning the one change for Fnatic. Obviously, the one change being a very, very big one. You know, Humanoid's been around with that team forever and been a top tier mid laner league for a while. So it'll definitely be interesting to see. Obviously, if just making that one single change is enough to turn stuff around for Fnatic so quickly. You know, going just from spring to summer, like you don't have a lot of time to get ready and get changing. And the Fnatic fans, they have sky high expectations at this point. So, yeah, just a single move, is that going to be enough to turn things all the way around? That's definitely going to be interesting to see. And I know something that a lot of fans are going to be excited to hopefully tune into for the summer split, get people excited, get people hyped up. I know one thing I'm just wondering off the top of my head, does that mean Humanoid, we're just not going to see him in the summer split? Like, is that what it seems like?
Mhm. I believe so, yes, because obviously this decision is taken late now in the off season. All LEC teams have been settled for their mid laners. Some have already started screaming again, or brought players over in Berlin. Now, in theory, it's always possible that a team is like, "Whoa, Humanoid is on the market. We want him. You are benched, whatever." But as of now, that's not the case. So I think it's highly likely that Humanoid is on the bench for summer split. He still was under contract with Fnatic, so he will still be earning a salary from Fnatic as well. But he was going to be a free agent this summer split. Now he's definitely going to be. So let's see maybe if he finds a new team next year in November. And yeah, let's also keep a look on Fnatic this summer split, because I would also expect them to make changes next off season in November, depending on how things go. It's something that they did tell the options that they did not select this off season. That hey, we're keeping you into radar, maybe in the coming years. So I think it's a door that's still open for Fnatic to make changes later on.
Right. So just because, these Fnatic players were maybe safe during this little offseason or whatever doesn't mean, they're going to be safe, the next time around, whatever, especially like you said, depending on how this whole split goes. If this could go really good,
Yeah.
this could go really bad.
But one last information for our dear viewers who are watching the entire video. I should also say that Bobby is also signed for next year on Fnatic. It's not just one split. Doesn't mean he cannot be benched, right? But he does have this contract running still next year.
Right. We've definitely seen some, esport contract situations before where somebody
Yeah,
signs for a
yeah, yeah.
couple years and then, hey, the next year they're like, oh, about that. But yeah, pretty crazy news, obviously. I know, like you're saying, it seems like Team McDonald's getting a pretty big upgrade in the mid lane, but hopefully Fnatic getting a little upgrade to their whole situation as well. Whether Poby ends up being a better player individually than Humanoid, that doesn't mean he can't be, a better fit or help Fnatic win games in different ways. Definitely going to be very, very interesting to see. But like you said, we knew there was so much craziness going on in Fnatic right now, so many question marks, so many different things going on. So we wanted to bring on Wooloo himself so you could hear from him and give you the latest. So thank you so much for stopping by and giving us all this information. And yeah, I can't wait for the summer split, but also the craziness that's coming next off season as well.
Oh, definitely me too. Thank you.